And we are live.
Hey
Welcome to
Ben, how are you?
the fourth episode of the Love Story Podcast, the Steroids Love Story Podcast,
The Steroids Love Story
sponsored by
podcast. Yeah, sure.
steroidsource.ca. And we have with us from Poland, Dominic Mitch, who we both had lived in Montreal, but we never meet each other in Montreal.
No, I actually was doing cardio a couple of times in front of your office at the gym when you still had the office at Monster.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. Yes. I remember because I was going to see Claude Gou.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
I
I've seen him a lot of times there too. Very nice guy, very knowledgeable, very so to say kosher on the dosages, like and everything like that. Very smart person.
Very smart person. I
Yeah.
respect him a lot. Anyway, this show is all about you, brother, and it's about
Me?
knowing you. What's your mission? What's your contribution? What we can learn from the drugs, from the chemical, from the enhancement, from the performance, the focus. So your crowd doesn't know you that much, and I mean my crowd doesn't know you, and your crowd doesn't know me. So
Well, they do. They actually do know you quite a little bit.
oh yeah,
Emil knows you well, and thank
oh
you for
yeah.
that again. You took an excellent care of that guy, and
I took
we're
excellent
very
care.
thankful.
I welcome him like he was a brother with outstanding hospitality, and he won and he took the overall at the elite show, and he has a wonderful genetics and it's a man of
Yeah,
class. He was a
definitely,
gentleman too.
definitely one of the outstanding guys over here. You know, definitely
Yeah,
one of the outstanding guys over here. Hard worker, and listens, has ideas, always talks. It's all about communication with your athletes, right? If you don't communicate with them, you don't know what they're like. We don't know how they will react to anything you give them. You
true,
know,
very true, very smart.
uh, me and you, we talked about what cycles we like and how we prep our guys, and I think me and you were almost the same last time we talked before. That
There's
was quite a
some
while.
kind of similarities.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of a
Well,
lot of a lot of SARMs are nowadays are coming strong into Poland, and you, I know you were one of the first using SARMs.
I was, let's say, the second curve of SARM. So I was not at the avant-garde of. I think the first time I had SARMs in my hand was 6, 7 years ago. It was still a bit trendy-ish, and I remember it was kind of midways popular, and I said, uh, "What is that? What is it?" Stuff. And blah, blah, blah. But
What do you what do you think of using SARMs? I know, like I tell people, I try to educate them. SARMs are not the backbone of your cycles and never will be, right?
they never be. No. You know, SARMs are great for mid 20 years old that wants to have a beach look and they don't want to do long cycle, short duration. You know, I want to do a summer cycle at the beach to take my shirt off and look like a fitness model. That's SARM will do that. But SARMs will not make you win the national, especially in Poland with those big guys. You know, it's like, you know, it's not gonna
But
happen.
they do. You know what? I think they find a place as a great addition to more towards when you're prepping, as most of them will harden you up and be the anabolic of the cycle. I do like using some of the fat burners like the cardanine. It doesn't matter which athletes, because it's great all around SAR for bodybuilding. It will keep you in shape all year round. What we
Yeah,
found out.
yeah, true. But at the same time, it depends who, what, um, and you know, if I find that if you take a big bodybuilder and he's already kind of in moderate cycle and you had SARMs to it, often it's almost like it's not, SARMs are not that toxic, but on a big guy doing already a moderate cycle, it's kind of almost a chaos. So it's not often very appealing. maybe for male physique or classic, I will say yes. But for the upper like monster, I mean, I would not give SARMs to Rami, for example.
Well, for sure not, right?
Yeah.
Same with peptides. You also like the peptide sides of the force, so to say.
I like the peptide to heal
Hmm.
tendon, cartilage, spinal gland, subcardian. Like right now with the virus, we're all pro thymosin alpha 1 for immune optimization. But when it comes to build muscle, unless you're freaking millionaire, you want to spend like 200,000 on myostatin blocker, I'm not really a fan of peptide. I'm a fan of peptide because I'm older. I did bodybuilding for almost like 20 years, and I kind of hicks and pains and this and that, and I'm not going to use painkiller. So it has a good cost effective
Hmm.
for healing. Yeah, that's how I
Especially
see
as
it.
also as a great addition, I would say to TRT protocols.
Especially now with the new one, it's not that much known. There's Kiss peptide that kind of help LH, HPTA, free testosterone. It's like almost like a healthier alternative of HCG and tryptorelin, Clomid, all taken together. So it's very
Hmm.
interesting. I'm gonna try it in a week or two, so I'll let everyone know. So it just came out, so it's pretty very, very new. I think there's one or two distributor worldwide so far, but the research are beautiful. So as steroids has kind of remained the same for the last 20 years, in terms of PCT, that's quite an
Yeah,
alternative,
yeah,
very
that has
radical
advanced quite a
change.
lot. Yeah, has
Yeah,
advanced. The protocols have been changed quite also a bit of times.
yes.
Even if you look at the original Michael Scali protocol, it's been changed how many times now, right?
Oh yeah, because everything goes so fast.
Yeah,
And it's
and then
just the beginning of it. Yeah.
exactly, and then I find out a lot of that. People will react differently to the same compounds at the same dosage, the same duration. Like you have to be in touch with your athlete, especially if you're going inside him with hormones, right?
It's about love, security,
Yeah.
nurturing, father figure, all those stuff. There's a interpersonal dynamic, which I like, which is kind of my strength because I use let's say, a neurobiosocial model of coaching toward development using hormones. But I have two questions for you. Is like,
Mhm.
why did you go from Montreal to Poland? What's the relationship between Canada and Poland for you personally, symbolically, vocation,
You know what?
professionally?
I left Poland when I was 13 years old. I left it for at the time was West Germany, so I lived in Germany for 2.5 years, and then I moved to Canada. We just emigrated for better standards of living, I guess, so to say, right? So I finished my high schools in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I do not recommend going there.
It's pretty quiet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's dead. It's boring. It's if you're a farmer, fine, but yeah, stay away from that part of Canada. Then I lived a couple of years in on the west coast, British Columbia. I used to live in Okanagan Valley. I lived in Kelowna. Lived in on Vancouver Island in Victoria and in
Oh,
Vancouver.
beautiful place. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's beautiful, but it's expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
You know. But the everything you got the high mountains, you got the
So
ocean.
how did you end in Montreal?
Why? Well, we decided to go to do a cross Canada drive from Vancouver.
Oh, that's a long drive. How long did it took? A week?
You know what? We bought a Datsun. I believe it was a Datsun 510 for $400 in Vancouver.
Oh my God.
We went all the way Calgary up to Edmonton, all the way north. We came down to Montreal through Quebec City on these Appalachia, those in the mountains there. I forget the names.
And the car lasts, or you had to repair all the way down?
No, the car lasted. The car lasted in Montreal for over a year because we decided to stay in Montreal because we fell in love with the city. And the car lasted over a year. We did like 40,000 clicks on a $400 car, and we scrapped it.
Oh, that's karma, bro. That's karma. And you
It
decided
is,
to
eh?
stay in Montreal.
Yeah. Montreal, I stayed, what, 16 years almost?
Oh.
I didn't finish my university. I quit after 2 years. Uh, then I was just, working, getting by. And then I got sick. I got sick and I got diagnosed with low testosterone. I actually found a doctor. Yeah, I found a doctor on Saint Denis. No, sorry. I was a corner of Saint Denis and Mont Royal. There's a little clinic over, I believe it's a grocery store. There's a little clinic there. I found a doctor, and he was open to dialogue. He gave me the labs to do and consulted with me and put me on testosterone therapy. That was 18 years ago.
And you were how old?
31.
31?
Yeah.
My God, you're almost 50.
46, bro.
46. I'm 45, so we're the same age. So
there you go.
What did you bring you as the chem guru you are now? What happened after that? It was like you start taking testosterone and you went to the rabbit hole of knowledge.
That's it. When you get sick, right? And at that time, and even still at this time of day and age, there is no many doctors that actually know hormonal therapy very well and how to proceed with patients, right?
Yeah.
Canada, US, it doesn't matter where you go. There is a couple of doctors that will help you, that are willing to experiment, because that's what it is. It's an experiment. Hormonal therapy, it's an experiment, and don't let anybody tell you different. It's a freaking experiment. Because everybody inside is different. You may react differently to 150 milligrams of cypionate every 7 days than me. You may need less, you may need more. I may need less, I may need more to be at the top levels, to feel like we're supposed to feel at our age. Most people don't know how good they can feel.
True.
I started researching, and I came to Poland because a friend of mine wanted to open a hormonal therapy clinic. So I came here and we did that. I met with a couple of doctors, and right now I'm working for a company. We do seminars for everybody, basically, who wants to learn. I have 2 seminars, brain doping and doping in sports.
Brain doping and doping in sports.
Yeah, doping and hormones in sports. Brain doping meaning all the nootropics and how to cope with stress and blah, 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 all this to get your mind clear, because we all know brain controls everything, right?
Yeah, it's a brain-centric model, but it's in humility, even though it sounds like anthropocentricism. I find the brain model kind of the modern logical awareness, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at the evolutionary argument and the developmental argument when it comes to brain-oriented knowledge, which is a bit my home per se. I'm pretty fluent in functional neurology somehow, but let's talk about brain doping. So what's your favorite drug for focus? Let's say learning, podcasting, processing, thinking, feeling.
There is only one that matters. There is only one that matters, and it's modafinil.
Isn't that too strong?
But 50 milligrams a day. That's all what I need. A quarter of a tab.
I'm thinking about it. Maybe
because you know what? The general consensus, the general consensus is, and it has been when you were competing, and it still is around, the more you take, the better it will work. And it's exactly the opposite. The less you take, the better mix of things you do, the better it will work. And I have proven it time and time again.
This is exactly where we agree to each other, is that kind of a strategical, experiential base into the individual in terms of multi-pharmacology.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're considering neurotransmitter, hormones, growth hormone, and whatever that comes out.
Exactly. If the brain isn't working, if your head isn't
there, my brother, man. You're my brother, man.
If your head isn't there, it doesn't make it. If you take 2 Gs or 3 Gs of trenbolone, you won't make it stage ready. There is no fucking way, and
Yeah.
There is no simpler way of putting it. If your head isn't there, if everything that's behind your head, causing you anxiety problems and thinking, oh, maybe I'm not pushing hard enough, maybe I'm not pushing too hard, maybe it's this, maybe that. No. Your mind is gonna blow up before you even touch the stage. And you won't know. You perfectly know what happens when cortisol fucking turns you over. In 15 minutes, we're like a fat blob.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that makes sense. So,
So I use a lot of okay, a lot of nootropics. That's a harsh word. I like using nootropics in the last 3 to 6 weeks of prep time, when they really need it, when the head needs to be clearer, when the dopamine needs to be higher than it is, especially the dopamine and the serotonin.
and you don't think the modafinil for 4 or 5 weeks at low dose will have
No,
neurotransmitter withdrawal?
no, I'm not talking about modafinil in that case. No, that's only on sporadic use when someone still goes to school or when they when they
Let's
have
say 20 milligram once a week would not be harmful.
yeah. I'm using some other nootropics like hordenine or pia or stuff like that naturally raises dopamine. I try not to use things like L-Dopa because that's dangerous. That could be overdosed and it could turn you around in no time. But sporadically, maybe twice a week, 250 milligrams of L-Dopa, 250 to 300 milligrams of PEA, 100 milligrams of hordenine. It's more than enough. Just raise the dopamine a little bit so the athlete feels better at the end of his prep. And he's going to be ready. For me, he has to be ready 4 weeks before the stage. Then we can play loading, sodium, whatever. If he's not ready 4 weeks before the stage, he ain't going to be ready for the stage. That's what I think. The 4 most important weeks at the end, it's where the head starts getting in.
The knowledge of filling up the guy.
Yeah. And same people forget that a lot of hormones also act as exactly, controlling estrogens. Simple as that. Proper control of estrogens, for example. It doesn't matter if you're bulking, if you're
But do you think it's better to heavily control estrogen at the last 4 weeks out, or you do it from 20 weeks out and you modulate as it's
exactly? I do it from 20 weeks out or 16 weeks out or 3 months out, whatever. But I don't do it with the oncological drugs. I try to build the cycle with compounds, so the compounds will be more anabolic at the beginning, stronger and stronger anabolically, not on the androgenic side. Okay, so the body is dry. He will gain muscle mass if he eats enough of proteins. Okay, protein is anabolic. You give him enough Winstrol, he's gonna grow as fuck. You know that.
It's a hard drug, though.
I know, but no more than 4. You know what? 4 weeks is more than enough.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Yeah, we agree on that. Yeah.
It does the job. It's counted out. It will dry you out. You can use food as diuretics. You raise protein intake. You start sweating like a pig.
True.
I never used Lasix on anybody ever.
You never use what?
Lasix.
No. That's too radical.
But it's very popular in Poland, even in bikini. Imagine that.
It works on some people. It depends what kind of diet you are. I find that if you're high clean carb diet for like 20 weeks out, and you have that kind of let's say you temper water with aldactone and you end up with very radical high carbs full up with Lasix, it could work, but to me it seems too much like gambling. It's not like you're throwing dice and you could win or not.
Yeah, too much gambling, and it's too dangerous for the health. You know what Lasix can do, right? That's where everybody falls down on the stage, and same people have not enough education about stuff they're taking. That's why we're coming out with these seminars. And right now, because of the epidemic, right? That everybody's talking about every freaking 30 seconds. These seminars got canceled, and we're coming out with webinars. So that's going to be easier for people to attend because they can basically do it from the toilet seat, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the online format. So now Poland is under lockdown, right? A bit like.
Yeah. Well, basically, lockdown not as harsh as
Is a
serious
voluntary lockdown?
I'm sorry?
Is all business are closed and it's a voluntary lockdown, something like that?
No, no, it's not like that. Well, restaurants are closed, pubs are closed, the stores are open, so people can still go buy groceries.
Yeah.
Churches and public places are closed. There is no concerts. Everything has been canceled. All the bodybuilding shows have been canceled until further notice. We were prepping for Olympia in Marbella, but I don't think it's going to happen. So told them, if you don't have a place to train like you trained before, hard, like a gym fully equipped, go on TRT doses. Stop bombarding your bodies.
Totally.
Stop bombarding your bodies because you don't know when it's going to happen again. Everything is going to come back. Muscle memory, first of all, and then chemical memory, right?
To me, yes. It's my friend goes like, I want to still doing my cycle, even though I can only train home. And you know what I answered to him? I said, training is benching 300-400, squatting 300-400, leg pressing 700-800. If you're gonna do that, let's say a rowing of 250, it's not really training for a guy on 1 gram of test. It makes no sense. You have to, you don't use 1 gram of test to do walking lunge with 10 pounds dumbbell at home. It makes no sense. It's almost like irrational.
It's an unnecessary toll on the health.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Hope people will listen to your wisdom, because this one has lots of value right now. But us, we're lucky in Toronto. We have, I think we have 3 gyms open. They might close soon. They're gonna close once someone complain, whatever. But lucky us, there's not that many people go, and people who go, they seem very respectful of the distancing and contact and stuff. So we can technically train, but not that many people working out in the gym. Yeah. But Toronto been so wealthy, a bit like New York. Most of people have their own gym, or they have their own gym in 2 condo if they allow someone to go. But it's often just one person alone with his trainer, and that's it.
How come you're in Toronto right now? It's been a while, right?
I moved about 15 months ago. I moved because I got into coaching modalities that was pretty much, I would not label it like luxury, but maybe not the most affordable one. In Montreal was more at a pace that they were paying food and rent. There is nothing much left. So before you hire a coach, it's kind of it's like you need lots of luxury before your priority hits there. And once I moved in Toronto, just the business pick up right away. And it was sadly enough, maybe that's made me a bit love and hate with my white French culture, but I didn't like the relationship with money.
The one in Quebec?
The one in Quebec, no, not at all. I find that people want everything cheap. It's like someone, you talk to him for an hour, and then you got the voice that you could hire me, we could work together, and you disappear.
Don't ever move to Poland. Don't move to Poland.
Yeah. So in Toronto, people, they come at you and they say, you know what? I want you, I need you, I will hire you. How much you cost? Oh, this is how much you cost. I'm sending it. Thank you. Let's start. And that was for me heaven. Maybe I'm bad at selling myself or whatever. I have no clue what was wrong with me. But here, everything goes well to me till that.
Yeah, and people talk and clients come, and people talk and clients come. It always works like that.
Yeah. Today it's still deaf to mouth reputation and stuff. And
no, I've been in the shadow, but I've been watching you. From the days that you had your little office there at the gym, and now you're in Toronto. Having a condo and having the life. Everybody can make it. Just they have to move their asses.
Yeah. Well, I spent a
I
fortune
came
in
to
the
Poland. I came to Poland with only one gym bag.
and that's it.
That's it.
You had double citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay.
My house is still in Pierre. I'm renting it.
Really? Wow, you
Yeah.
did well, brother. How's the custom regulation in Poland and the steroid culture? Is it open? Is it closed? Is it open, closed mind, open mind? People go
You
in
know
jail
what?
or
To
they
tell you
don't
the
care?
truth, I'm not the right. I'm not okay. I don't have any natural friends.
Yeah. Me neither.
Okay. And yeah, well,
But I respect that.
when people from the outside world look at us, they think we just all of us are dumb club bouncers. The general public,
Yeah, the general public. Yeah.
you know. But yeah, no, there's very smart people. There's a lot of influencers that are good, that are doing their job, and everything is like it's supposed to be. But like it's a different country. People here have a mentality that I've lost when I left, because I left when I was very young, and then I lived in Canada for very long, and I tried to avoid from the first week when I landed in Winnipeg, tried to avoid Polish community. And there's a reason for it, but let's leave it. And that mentality escaped me. And when I came here, I've noticed very, very fast that, especially in Warsaw, people do have a lot of money. There's more exotic cars than Toronto and Montreal combined. Can you believe?
Oh.
For real.
They have a very extensive contemporary art culture. I know that.
But the mentality is still like 50 years behind the Africa. So if you're doing good, you must be stealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that kind of a mentality still. So me, I'm staying true to myself. I'm telling people how it is. I never fucking cover the shit in a shiny paper, so to say. Some people hate me, but when they get to know me, they start liking me.
Yeah, we have a twisted sense of humor too.
Of
You're
course
pretty
I do.
colorful.
I'm an Aries. The fuck did you expect?
Oh, we chat here and there for like 5 years, and I think the first time we chat, I still remember your name and who you were because you really kind of stands out. And I don't know. I think it's a beautiful, great gift of gratefulness to have style and authenticity. It takes time to have that kind of originality, especially when it comes to humor. Humor needs a very specific intelligence. But let's go back to drugs. So how you think you can reach an healthy off season at 300 pounds if you're 5'11"? What's the Dominic Mitch for taller guys 300 pounds off season formula within, let's say, a 10 to 13% body fat range? What's your roadmap?
Hold on, I will send you a picture of that 300 guy right now. Okay, over Facebook.
Yeah. Thank you.
We will see what I think. Where is he?
We're live on podcast, so it won't take too long. Well, we can imagine, this kind of especially with the Russian Polish genetic. They're a big guy. They have this.
And yeah, he is from that area, from that corner where the Russia has the border.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, you of course correct. But look at him, and he's almost 6 foot tall.
I got the picture. Oh yeah.
At the heaviest, this is at his heaviest before he had a knee contusion that we already fixed, and he's getting back on track starting Monday, how they say. That picture is at 146 kilo.
So about 300. Oh,
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
there
could,
was
he
no,
could have some
and
muscle, but
and there
arms
was,
are full. It's really balanced. I mean, it's just right. Maybe it's the angle of the picture, but arms are full. Forearms are like ridiculously big. I mean, it's enormous. Even lower lats insertion are good. Abs balance, small waist, very curvy inner outer legs, quad. Yeah, maybe not. Bigger calves won't hurt, but
that was the shape that we were gonna start prepping 12 weeks out.
beautiful, beautiful.
And if I tell you there was no more than 750 milligrams of test a week, would you believe?
I would believe it, but
Of course, there were other compounds, right?
yeah.
I like other compounds more than I like test.
It's not the first time I heard that.
But I never go all the. But I never go all the combination with all the other compounds to more milligrams than the testosterone is. 1-to-1 is the most I go. Unless it's masteron, but that's before the stage.
Yeah.
It's a different compound altogether, right? But yeah, I like to keep the test mostly at.
So what
Mostly
was
at
your
6.
nutrition? What was your nutrition for that type of testosterone level?
You know what? I don't do nutrition. I always tell people, get somebody who's more capable, more knowledgeable on a nutrition side, and get somebody that's more knowledgeable and more capable on the training side. Get a team, because one guy cannot know everything.
Me, the only thing I find that I'm weak personally is maybe periodization, because it's like I don't have 10 years of my life to just study periodization. And I'm not a big fan of posing too. I could do it, but I'm not a specialist. So me, I kind of like that team of chiropractic, osteopathic, me as a coach with a posing coach and a personal trainer. And with that 5, I cover all. I mean, like almost encyclopedia. I don't know if it's arrogant for me, but I study so much transdisciplinary approach that I could say that. They still need 5 people, which is a lot.
Minimum is 3 people. You need a chiro. You need to get massaged for sure. You need a coach, and you need a trainer and nutritionist. That's the always best that's actually worked out for us so far, and it was always like that. But yeah, then I had another guy. We did a pre-competition trial, to get him as cut as possible, but he wasn't going to compete, just to see how different stuff works on him. And at the end of bulking, we were at almost 11,000 calories.
How much?
11,000 calories.
11,000.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Wow.
Most I revved up a guy was 12,000.
While competing.
But to jump, I always found that between 8,000 and 10,000 calories, all of them, even physique guys, because I had one physique guy also going almost 10,000 calories a day. That between the 8 and 10,000.
But is that like a 75% carb ratio? Has to be high carb. 40, 30?
No, but 50 carbs for sure.
Yeah.
50% carbs, But don't forget, twice a week a pizza, a burger here and there. But I try to make the cycle so he doesn't get fat while having a burger or a pizza on his bulk.
Well, that makes us very different. Me, I'm more. Let's say. I
was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you that because I know you also tell you guys to wake up at night and eat.
Say what?
You also tell you guys to wake up at night and eat every 3 hours, no?
Yes, but for 220 plus. But I'm a fan of 8 meals a day. But I tend to start at 200 carb-ish, And then what I do is show me you can get lean on that. And if they do, then I increase. But if they don't, or they go metabolically in advance, I tend to push the protein very high, maybe too high. That's, yes, it's a bit acidic, but I'm a big fan of protein. Even though the guy is on steroids and growth hormone and insulin and blah, blah, and technically could lower protein very low, I'm saying, let's build. Let's push protein. So I'm a big believer in protein.
I do that in the prep time.
Yeah, prep time.
I do that in the prep time. Yeah, I start at a certain ratio. Okay, leave the caloric intake at the same and start playing with the macros. You know, more protein is see. Are you sweating more? Are you more? You know, are you getting hot after eating? You know, how hot after eating are you getting? Hotter than last week? Okay, leave it as it is, and the body fat keeps on you know, going away, and they don't have to starve.
Well, for me, since I'm low carb, high protein, and kind of moderate fat, I find that you're less hungry than high carb. I find with high carb, personally, it's my perception, my bias is you don't want to stop, and it's when you're, you know, who can get very lean below 6% body fat and high carb? I don't have many Canadian who can do it. Maybe Russian and Polish could do it. But here, I don't see it often.
No, I know. I change. We change strategies, you know, even if need be, we change strategies every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Periodization, you know, body gets used to stuff very fast, especially in an advanced stage when he's prepping, right? When she's prepping or whatever, when they're prepping, the body's adapting very fast.
But this is what I do, okay? So let's say the guy's at 225 to 325 protein, 120 fat, and then he gets lean, and then eventually kind of fuck up, get small, or get too lean, or weight fluctuation is too radical. Then I do a carb up. And my carb up is high carb, clean carb, full color, but very high fiber, but low fat, low protein. He said, if we're about to do glucogen, let's do 90% glucogen and let's go high. So let's say the guy was at 3,000 calories. Now he's at 4,000. It's not a big change. And then we'll see how many days it's going to take for him at 1,000 carb before there's too much temporary water retention. And usually between 1 and 4 days. But usually people after 1,600 carbs, no matter the weight, is like, okay, the guy gains 5-6 pounds of water, and then we'll go back to my baseline. And my baseline is based on how much we think you look at 4% body fat with glute striation on stage, and we'll fit those macro to be anti-capitalism all the way down. That's
and then you're just refeeding, and then just in case something happens, you're just refeeding.
Yeah.
Exactly what we did. Like when my girlfriend competed, when she competed last month, there was 2 months ago, 4 weeks ago she competed. So it was what I think it was 4 weeks out or 5 weeks out. The thyroid started to to shrink and to lower down. We did the lab test. Right away, we upped the carbs for 3 days. She didn't do nothing for 3 days. Thyroid went up. Everything started up again.
Beautiful. So you didn't use any Cytomel or T3, T4?
No.
Just allow food intake.
No. Just refeed for 3 days, and she was basically staying on the couch.
But often testosterone has a positive outcome on T3. Some people use T3, but they don't need T3. They just need testosterone to go back at normal level. So you work with blood work?
Most of the time, yes.
Which makes
blood
sense.
work is blood work is one thing. The way you feel, right? And then also your blood work will depend on the stuff you're taking, how much of it are you taking it, and how long on it are you already. You have to know. Maybe those blood works that are over the top, they're normal for you because something else trying to level it out. You understand?
Yeah.
For us, maybe something of 20% higher is normal than for normal people that don't do drugs, that do steroids. You have to know how you feel. You feel good. You have stamina, and you don't get tired after walking one flight of stairs, right? So you know right away your blood is not thickened. All the precautions, you have to know what to take, what to do in case something happens. I tell everybody, is it your first cycle? I don't care. Write it down by hand every day. What did you do? How you felt? 2 minutes through the whole cycle. Then you will know for your next one.
Logging, information, data,
Exactly.
story, narrative. It's
This
an adventure.
this happens, what I did. Oh, this is what happens, this is what I did. Okay, let's do it again. Boom. Simple.
So you keep the winning formula.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. If you look 100%, why would you come off the stage and start devising a new loading freaking a week? Maybe it's gonna go better, you know? No, you look 100% good. Stick to it. Get a little bit bigger. It's a marathon. It's not a freaking sprint. And everybody thinks it's a sprint because you're on the roids and you get jacked and you go win Olympia in a year. That's how people here, most of them, perceive usage. You know, I ask them. Everybody who comes to me for advice, comes to me for guidance. Okay, oh, I want to take this and this and this. Okay, but what do you want to achieve with these compounds? If you tell me what you want to achieve, maybe there's different compounds, maybe there's different combinations, maybe there's something else I can propose to you that's going to be healthier.
So let's go back to the roadmap at 300. You said the guy's at 750 tests. He's very high clean carbs. What else? What else going on?
What else was there? There was MK677.
Okay.
At 30 milligrams at bedtime.
But that's you can diet on that, or that was to reach his 300 pounds?
That was that was to reach his 300 pounds.
Okay. Does he mix GH with MK as the pedagogue with GH? Is it because he couldn't afford it? Is it because
no, because we did CJC.
Okay.
And we did GRP 2.
Isn't that too weak?
Did you see him?
Yeah, it was great. But how does he will look like with 10 units new spin?
I do not recommend Chinese, but when you go to the pharmacy here, not everybody can afford.
So how much is Nutripens or Genotropin?
When you go to the pharmacy here and want to get Pfizer, you pay about $400 for a pen, 36 units.
That's kind of okay-ish. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's gonna last you for 3 days. You know what people make here as a salary? $1,000.
$1,000 a week.
A month.
A month.
Yeah.
Whoa. That makes it difficult to afford growth hormone. But can you get growth hormone without prescription, or you ask for it, or what's the?
No, only underground. Chinese. No, you cannot get here. You cannot get here in Poland. Unfortunately, you cannot get anything without prescription. As far as steroids go, as far as HCG, insulin, GHG. What else is there?
How about the UGL? How about the UGL's culture?
Yeah. It's, you know what? There is so many labs here you wouldn't believe.
Really? Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is quality about the same, or?
You know what? I'm sticking to one since 4 years now, and I can't complain. When I need different compounds for my different guys, let's say like in strongman or something else, right? I have some other people that actually provide that service and have those compounds, and I know they're making them good. But to the basic stuffs, I just stick to I used to get when I came to Poland 4 or 5 years ago, and they never dicked me around, and my test is good.
Awesome. That's a
But
good.
it's cheaper. It's cheaper if you would have bought it at the pharmacy, because for 10 milliliter, let's say 200 milligrams of cypionate, you pay what? $20, $25,
So
and
you
for
coach
five
people.
amps for 5 amps farm grade at the pharmacy, you pay $12. 5 milliliters, 100 milligrams per milliliter, farm grade.
5 ml, 100 milligrams. That's not. That's a very atypical package. I never saw that here.
5 times 100 milligrams.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty. That's pretty unusual for me.
Well, they stopped making Omadron in Poland.
Really, that was such a. That was popular when I was young. Oh my
I
god!
know, I know.
I knew that was
You
the
guys,
that
you
was the
guys would do
polish.
anything. You guys would do anything for that at that
Yeah,
time.
it's very popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Now
there.
I believe they make it in Slovakia now.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Do you coach people all over Europe, or you stick to?
I have a strongman in France. I have a couple of guys in England. I have 2 people in the US, but mostly Poland.
So let's talk about your other webinar, the drug and sport. That's the one.
You know what? The first one that I want to do, because nobody touched really that subject yet, it's doping in sports for women. It is quite a bit different topic, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's more complex too.
Yeah. And I found very many times it's very overdone in Poland. Like overdone a lot when the girls come off the station after a month, they're plus 30 pounds.
True. Sadly, it's true.
Yeah. You know, using diuretics, using harsh diuretics, using. I don't want to get into that topic because it's just, you know, like I told you before, people here think and will think for many generations that more is better. It's not. It's never will be. Not in this business. More will never be better. It's only gonna get you faster to the grave. So the first seminar is gonna be that. Then the other one is gonna be on brain chemistry, so brain doping. It's mostly it's gonna be like shorter versions of my seminars, but also some new ones.
And which one you mentioned? L-ornithine? That was the one?
Which one?
The one for the brain function, cognition. L-ornithine? That was the one?
No. Hordenine and PEA. Phenylamine and PEA. And the hordenine, sorry. I'll show you later. You have it in Canada. And it's
Can you
cheap.
repeat the name? I have a hard time understanding you.
I'll write it to you later. I show it to you.
Okay.
There's a lot of nootropics that could be, you know, used in school.
How about me? I go very like a natural, most like therapeutic diet. I do GABA, taurine, magnesium, and that's it. I just kind of find a replenishment of neurotransmitters, especially for people with, let's say, tren or masteron or EQ. I kind of always come with that regimen of the three. I find there's a good synaptic signaling, and you know, it seems to soothe the nervous system and take out the glittery effect of harsher compounds, especially when it comes to DHT drugs.
Yeah, but you know, there's better ones. Magnesium for sure is a staple. It's a must in everybody's supplement box because everybody's deficient in magnesium. I do not use GABA. I find GABA, I don't feel it. I haven't seen any studies yet that show that it actually passes the brain blood-brain barrier.
What I heard is, I don't know if it's true, but it is like if it does, it's actually not. It's kind of a hiding other symptomatic issue. It's like to me, GABA works very fine. It's a very relaxing to me. It has this kind of a soothing effect, a bit like glycine, there's kind of a soothing, more relaxed. I tend to be more hyper naturally, so I don't like hardcore downer, but just kind of a chill, like, CBD, those light stuff works well for me. Kind of.
Phenibut also works that way fine. If you ever tried it, Phenibut?
Yeah, I try it, but it made me a bit, not groggy, but it's kind of almost like a sleepiness that was kind of too
Maybe it just was too
strong.
much.
Right, yeah, maybe I took too much, yeah. But especially back in those days, I was kind of overusing everything as an experiment.
Also, I remember I was going to ask you this. In your days, JBL usage in bodybuilding.
I didn't use the GBL version. I used the GHB version just to have fun and party. I don't know. I use it maybe every 2-3 weekends for about 4 years. And the peak of mass and party goer, I kind of cocktail that. It's very bad advice. I don't advise anyone to do it, but I never really got addicted to it. I never really did, like, for a long time. 1 or 2 vials, and that was enough for me to last forever. I got lucky with that.
No, we do use a lot of CBD products, the oils and stuff like that. They do work when you need to calm down a bit and you need to more relax towards your nighttime, your bedtime, right? Some supplementation for the night, like you said, taurine or magnesium and maybe some L-theanine and stuff like that to calm you down even more before sleep. Anything else, depending on the athlete and depending really on the sport. I don't only stick to bodybuilding. I have guys and girls in tennis, professional tennis, where they cannot use any of
Is tennis players meldonium?
They do, right? Like the Sharapova, she was caught with meldonium. I use a lot of meldonium actually on my bodybuilding guys, especially.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a lot of meldonium, 500 milligrams a day, just 1 cup there. But yeah, it helps with the cardiovascular. It helps with the brain. It helps with the sugar.
It was a bit tough on the stomach. I find it was
maybe you don't tolerate cellulose.
Maybe, yeah. I don't tolerate much oral anyway, so
yeah.
Why was
but wouldn't you say was that because of your bodybuilding times? That now that you have like these issues?
No, I think just because I party too much. I was I party maybe once a month for 3 years. It's not a lot, but it's enough to fuck up your health for a bigger guys. Yeah. And I was halfway in bodybuilding, halfway in making money and having fun. I was not an all-in bodybuilder. I was more like, like you said, exploration. I was an explorative in both in business and in bodybuilding and in life. And I'm glad I've done it that way. It kind of lead me to wisdom. But if I really wanted the pro card at any cost, first I was too old, and it's not the right solution. It's not the right strategy.
Yeah, no, it's not something you can. Oh, I want it, and but I'm not ready for it. But I don't know that I'm not ready for it. And then fucking 2 years after you're chasing it, 3 years after you're chasing it, and then you're depressed, and you don't know why.
Yeah.
No, people have to realize that sport, it's not for everybody. It's gaining popularity, and everybody thinks anybody can do it. No fucking way. I've tried prepping for Montreal, for WBFF, the last show that Jenny was competing. I tried prepping for that show. 4 weeks. I said, I'm not that fucking stupid. No. I don't have what it takes, and that's it.
Yeah, it is very hard. It is very hard. It's a crazy sport, but I find the position of coaching of where I'm at very empowerment, and the people I work with, they feel, I guess, they're driving, and I didn't see many people hanging up so far, you know, unless there's financial trouble because it's an
Yeah.
expensive sport. But if money is safe, then seems to go pretty smoothly into the. But the end is harsh for anyone.
So coming back to that 300 guy monster there,
Yes, yes, yes.
what else was there? So we said there was
MK,
MK677,
yeah.
about 750 gram of test. What else was there? I can actually open him up and see what was there. Where is he? There was also YK11. You know that one?
By the way, of course. Yeah.
What do you think of YK11?
By me, what I do is I do low dose because it's kind of a saturation pretty
Hmm?
quickly. So I do 0.3 ml pre-workout in bed, maximum 3 weeks because
How
plain,
much is this? How much is it in milligrams?
oh, that would be not much. That would be like a 3, 4,
Okay.
3, 4 twice because I use it in the gym as if you fight myostatin, you have more chance to build muscle a longer time at the activity of it.
Hmm. I
So
use it
yes, it works.
for 4 to 6 weeks at a time.
No, even
Maybe
shorter. Me
maybe tops twice a year. Tops.
twice a year. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because playing with one GF or one GF correlative, unless it's PEG and GF, it kind of makes you die younger. You know, it's not super dangerous, but it's not kind of time you use year basis. Like it would probably lead to whoever what. So
Yeah. Did you ever, like, when you were working with you guys, did you ever like monitor the levels of IGF, the levels of testosterone, and
you know
finding
those
out what was the most anabolic, you know what I mean? What was the most
yeah,
anabolic
no.
combination?
You kind of do it. It's getting now a little bit doable to get blood work. There's kind of more fluency and stuff, but it's still pretty much not impossible. But it's an headache, you know. It's not like in Australia where you just pay like $17 and you have
Yeah,
like
exactly. Here you go, you get your blood drawn, and I think I mean, IGF-1 and HGH are the most two expensive labs so far. For dollars, I would say what, like, $40 to do them.
wow. I wish it was that. If it was that fluency and easy, I would do it all the time, you know, to figure it out exactly. What I'm interested in the blood test, it would be more the time of clearance, you know. If you
Hmm.
do a 1 gram of test at week 4 at that plasma level, how long, if you stop at 4 weeks out, how long it will last, and then you can kind of figure, you know, the responsiveness, genetic responsiveness to androgen. But at the same time, you see it in the result. So, you know, the body will talk a lot. I'm really based on the skin, the eye, the look of the jaw, the tension, the mobility. I think the skin tone, you know, there's a way to read behind. I'm not talking about a diagnostic because I'm not a doctor, but at the same time, it's bodybuilding. You want kind of have it all. You want the shyness, the beauty, the
Yeah.
insertion, the stamina, the charisma, the beautiness, the skin that's kind of shine and looks healthy. You want that kind of almost like a beautiful aesthetic plastic look. And you say, oh yeah, wow, boom.
Yeah. With a nice 3D in the muscle
Nice
bellies.
3D.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not 4D, 4D level.
That's it, you know.
Well, brother, it's been almost an hour. That was a great conversation. I think we do it again and again and again. You're a very great guest and you drop some very with wisdom, knowledge bomb. And
You know what, I always when I go out and do my seminars, you know, I always tell the people, I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm here to empower you to think.
powerful.
And that's it. If they don't think logically, there's nobody able to help them. Are you with you guys 24/7? I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Listen to your, like you said, listen to your body. If you learn to listen to your body, you won't need me.
But the thing is what I find very intriguing is like you go like, okay, we'll do tren at 200, masteron at 300, primobolan at 300, testosterone at 500. You're gonna eat this amount of carbs, 3 sprint a day, this little time, short time span of intermittent fasting. In 3 weeks, you'll be at this amount of body fat. And then you go with a perfect genetics, and it's like it goes right to the plan. It's almost like crazy. So
I
you go
know.
like week eat 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, and then you go.
And all that eating pizza twice a week.
I'm not a big fan of
I've seen
cheating.
those
I
guys.
like me.
I've seen those guys. I
Yeah,
have one like that. I have one like that. You know what? Now he's on an all clean diet, and it doesn't go off.
he doesn't what?
And the fat doesn't come out, and he doesn't feel good. I said, listen, why are you scared again? Remember what happened last year? You stuffed your face with pizza and burgers twice a week.
Maybe because it was sodium potassium. Maybe it was an electrolyte balance.
No, he takes care of that.
Yeah.
He looks good. He looks good. But it always helps with the head. When the head goes straight after that pizza, everything goes down. I cannot explain it to you how it works physically, or but it does.
But the problem I have with cheat is I find that even though it will kick and look great and could kind of metabolically put it forward, there's almost like a underlying anxiety that with time goes higher. And I find that clean carbs, they're more predictable, and they might be more boring, but at the same time
it really depends on the person. I found it really depends on the person, because also I have a guy that when you give him a cheat meal, he's gonna only live for the next one. You understand? And that's also no good.
That's true. Yeah, it comes an obsession.
Yeah, it comes an obsession, and it comes an obsession, and it goes. It's gonna drive you crazy. The last 4-6 weeks of your prep, it's gonna just drive you nuts. Some people are cut for it. Some people are not. When I did my first seminar in Poland 5 years ago, first one, there was maybe 40 people in the room. I came out. You know what I said? I said, I look at the crowd. I said, maybe there's 4 people that have genetics for the sport. And everybody goes, what the fuck? What do you mean? You see it in people, I mean, I see it. You see it for sure too.
Yeah, but at the same time, I find that because now you have classic and you have male physique and you have just being healthier, better. So I find it very appealing to work with people that are maybe less gifted genetically too. I mean,
that's my favorite.
It's sure fun to work with people that like feel.
It's a challenge because you like a challenge. I like a challenge too. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm all for the challenge. I'm all for the challenge.
Well,
if there is no challenge, Ben, if there is no challenge, I don't get my dopamine fix. I don't get off the couch. Think about it. Till next time.
So tell me, why did you, before we end the last weird question is like, why do you collect the pigs? Why are there so many pigs around? Is that a symbol to remind you something?
Because it confuses people. My Instagram is a Muppet show. It confuses people. I like to keep it that way. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine gave me my first IKEA pig. Then when I went to a bodybuilding show with my guys, I dressed the pig in a dog shirt, and it just stayed with me since then. And my girlfriend bought the other I don't know how many pigs are there. 14, 15, 16 already.
The collection now.
Yeah, and I always drive with one. The original is always in the car.
So where we can find you on the virtual world, internet, Facebook, etc., where you're at?
Unfortunately, my fan page in Facebook is in Polish, but if anybody wants to read my stuff, they can click translate, I guess.
Yeah.
It's I'll send you the links because zdrowe życie za pomocą chemii, it means healthy living with the help of chemistry. That's how it translates my webpage.
That's a
Healthy
beautiful.
living with chemistry. I'll send you the link after. And
Yeah,
and my Instagram is the official chemical wizard.
the official chemical wizard.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my friend. It's been an honor, and we'll do it again because you're awesome.
For sure.
I love it.
For sure. The next one
Cool.
maybe peut-être le prochain en français. Parce que j'ai besoin de pratiquer mon français, là.
Ben oui, you have to practice your French. It will be an honor, man. On va faire en français.
You laugh at my French.
Take care, brother. Merci
Thank
beaucoup.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.